All right, welcome families. It's so nice to see everyone here. I think I can wait about 30 more seconds before we kick it off. I see the chat is going. Welcome everyone. I'm glad you love the music. Thank you. I wish Miss Culpepper could kill that song for us, Dr. Rucker. All right. So without further ado, I'm gonna kick us off and just say welcome, 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 KIPP Vision Campus families, to our KIPP at School parent orientation. And so without, I'll just move forward with the agenda. So today we'll talk about just some connections, and then we'll do some team introductions. We'll talk about safety protocols for returning. We'll talk about what to expect in those subcategories there for dress code, arrival, nutrition, our academic day, and dismissal. We'll allow you to ask some questions, so make sure you write them down, and don't forget. We'll give you our contact information in case you have additional questions after our meeting, and then we'll close out. So I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Rucker to kick off our connections.
Excellent. It's so good we're almost there. I've been waiting for the day. We saw the mountaintop. We almost there, Miss Knox. But yeah, let's connect together. So the first connection question I have for you is on a scale from 1 to 10, how excited are you about your scholar returning to school? From a scale to 1, we got a million, got a billion. We got a number I don't even know. We got some 7s, got some 10s.
Make that work.
20s. Yeah, I think I'm at a quadruple billion. I don't even know that number, but that's where I am. I'm so excited to see scholars. Our school building is so weird being in our building without them. They bring the light and the joy. So yeah, let's connect one more time. We got another connection question. Oh, awesome. What are you most looking forward to for KIPP at school? What are you most looking forward to for KIPP at school? We can see, just type it in the chat box. Structured learning consistency, structured environment while learning, seeing all the scholars, a break from the kids, lower stress level. Ooh, these sound so good, a break from home. Seeing Miss Murray and Mama Ayana. Meeting the scholars I've connected with via Zoom. That was you, Miss Bell. Yeah, I can't wait to be with his friends, get back on academic challenges, friend connections, a sense of normalcy. Y'all are saying everything I'm ready for too. I'm ready to get back on a regular schedule, just get out the house, see the kids, and I'm just excited to partner with you even more as we work on our return to school.
All right, Dr. Rucker, thank you for leading our connections. I'm going to throw it and pass it to my partner in crime, Miss Williams, to introduce our I'm going to introduce our KVP leadership team. So I'm going to start with, move this out of the way, Miss Walker, our amazing principal. Right now, Miss Walker is just an amazing source for all of us. And so she is on the call. If you just give us a wave, Miss Walker, she is here with us. Our amazing, amazing assistant principal and principal in residence, Mrs. Baya Smith. Give us a wave. She just had an amazing, beautiful little boy. His name is Tatum. He's just the sweetest thing ever. So thank you, Mrs. Baya Smith, for being here. Mr. Bell, our amazing assistant principal. Give us a wave and a shout. If you can see him there, he's blowing kisses. He's a real character. Myself, I am director of operations for KIPP Vision Primary, which means that I manage grades K through 4. And then I'm gonna try to look for Mrs. Roy, our assistant principal of scholar support. Is she on here, Mrs. Roy? Yes. She's giving us a wave. I'm going to move to Mr. Wesley, another assistant principal we have at KIPP Vision Primary. He is just amazing and such a joy to have on our team. He's one of our newest members. And then also we have, and last certainly but not least, Mrs. Williams, our assistant principal. She is on the call, of course, and giving us a wave as well. I'm gonna pass it to my partner, Miss Williams, to introduce the KVA leadership team.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you, Ms. Knox. I am Kalia Williams. I am the Director of Operations for KIPP Vision Academy, which is grades 5 through 8. Joining me tonight from the leadership team, you all have heard from Dr. Rucker, who is our wonderful principal. We also have our amazing APs, and we have had a great time recognizing them this week, starting with Miss Ebonique Miller, who is our lower school AP, Mr. Paris Allen, who is our upper school AP, Miss Sharina Morgan, who is our assistant principal of Scholar Support Services, Miss Jewel Bohanner, who is our director of teacher development, and they are absolutely amazing. So excited to have them join us tonight. If you guys want to come off mute and say hi really quickly, and then we'll dive in.
Welcome, everyone. This is Mr. Allen driving, but I'm here with you.
Hi, families. I'm here as well.
Same here. This is Sharina Morgan. Hi. Thank you for being here.
All right. So we are going to dive into safety protocols. And before we go deep in the weeds, wanted to spend some time really anchoring in our promise to the team and family we made when we started this unprecedented school year together. And so on the next slide, we have just some guiding principles that have really anchored us in our work together, starting with connections. We know our schools are built on love and human connection, and we want to make sure the virtual learning experiences continue to build and maintain that, whether we are KIPP at school or KIPP at home. It's about loving each other and our connections. We also want to make sure that the instruction continues to be meaningful. And so our hybrid plan, really making sure that we are inspiring scholars to run to the screen for really meaningful instruction. We will continue to put our families first and strive to make sure that this experience feels achievable and not overwhelming. We know you all have a lot on your plates to balance, and so we want to make sure we are doing what we can to be partners along you in this work, and just alleviating some of the stress that has come with, again, this unprecedented school year. We also want to make sure that we are being equitable, and that whether it is KIPP at school or KIPP at home, that the virtual learning programming is accessible to 100% of our KIPPsters, and that we are doing whatever we can to remove any identified barriers to make sure our scholars can run to the screen. And then finally, we want to make sure that we are honoring and recognizing that this is a space that requires us to be thoughtful and meet everybody where they are in order for us to walk together in this journey. And so that means tailoring this experience for our KIPPsters, for our families, for our teachers and leaders. And we will continue to do that as we close out this school year with our KIPP at School programming. And so first and foremost, as we think about what it looks like to come back into the building, we are focused on safety first and excellence next. And so because of our love for each and every member of our community, we want to make sure we are taking care of their safety and well-being. And so as we developed and thought through our return to school plans, this has kind of been our North Star and what will guide us moving forward. It's really about keeping everyone safe and then focusing on excellence. And so our decision to reopen has been guided by federal, state, and local guidance, and ultimately what's best for our communities. And so we are super excited to kick off this next phase in our reentry plan. With that, in order to make sure everyone in the building is safe, we have adapted 6 safety strategies, which were developed using guidance from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, as well as state and local guidance. And these strategies were based on both their effectiveness and how easy it is for us to implement them well. And so with this, we are making sure each and every member of our team and family is safe and focusing on just the little things, temperature checks in the mornings, just to make sure that everybody is well before they come into the building, face masks to make sure we're keeping our germs to ourselves, washing our hands to make sure if we do bring something into the building, we are doing the best thing, which is washing them off with hands and water, because we know that is effective. We are cleaning and sanitizing our classrooms and making sure there is personal protective equipment available, including disinfecting wipes and hand sanitizer in each and every room in our building. We are maintaining physical distance, so that's 6 feet of social distancing we will continue to maintain as we re-enter the building for each and every member of our team and family, staff, and students. And then we are making sure that we are doing training with everyone so that we know how to respond if and when someone needs to be isolated. So if they don't pass the screening, if they start to exhibit symptoms, each and every member of our staff, it has been trained on the rapid response protocols and what to do to quickly isolate any individual who is showing symptoms. And then finally, we are making sure we're being very thoughtful in how we are eating together as a community. And so breakfast and lunch, making sure we're thoughtful about what that looks like as we're providing it for scholars each and every day, making sure scholars are washing their hands thoroughly for at least 20 seconds with soap and water. Scholars will be eating in the classroom and they're able to bring lunch from home, but they will not be able to share food or utensils with each other, just to make sure there isn't the opportunity to spread any germs. And then after each meal, again, we'll have those disinfecting wipes and hand sanitizer in the classroom. And so they will be able to wipe down their desks after they're finished eating. And we have built in time for recess and social time for our scholars because we know it is so important. And we want to make sure they're able to enjoy it safely. And so they'll be able to enjoy recess, but they will be maintaining a physical distance of at least 6 feet from each other while they are outside. And then if the weather does not prevent, or does not allow us to go outside, rather, if it prevents us from going outside, they'll engage in a socially distanced activity inside the classroom. So these are all of the things we're thinking through just to make sure when our scholars enter the building, they are safe. So now I am going to hand it over to Ms. Knox to talk us through what to expect and how to get ready.
Thank you, Mrs. Williams. So I'm going to start with dress code. I know you're probably thinking, what should my scholar wear when they return to KIPP at school? So scholars should dress in school appropriate attire, but uniforms are invited but not required. So that means that if you want your scholar to wear their uniform, please do, but it is not something that we are requiring our scholars and families to do. You might ask the next question, well, what do they bring? So I know now what they wear, but what should they bring to school with them? And so for KVP specifically, that's grades kindergarten through 4th grade, we are only asking you to make sure that your scholar brings their computer fully charged, their computer charger, a face mask, of course, hand sanitizer if you choose, and a change of clothes for all grade levels. That's kinder through 4th grade. Again, all we're asking our families to bring and for you to make sure that they have in a backpack is a computer fully charged with the charger. Make sure they have a mask on, a mini hand sanitizer if you choose, and then just one pair of change of clothes is sufficient. When you are thinking about the health or wellness of your computer charger and computer, just make sure that every night you charge your computer each day when your scholar gets home. Make sure that you check for any updates that you need to make on the device, which is in the corner at the bottom. You'll see a number there, which indicates that there is an update that the computer needs. Do not overcharge your device. If the device is fully charged, then you can remove the charger from the computer. And then lastly, make sure you power off and close all open tabs on your computer every single night before you get ready to charge it. And then at school, we're going to provide them with a scholar pack of materials. So each scholar will receive a set of supplies to keep in their desk at school. These materials will not go home. Those materials include pencils, crayons, dry erase markers, dry eraser, dry erase whiteboard, headphones, and then a backpack that we'll be receiving from our regional team. So again, all you need to make sure that your scholar has in their backpacks for KVP, grades kindergarten through fourth, are those things that you see on the screen. Everything else will be provided. I'm going to move or pass it to Kalia so that she can, Mrs. Williams, so that she can tell you what you need to bring for your scholar for grades 5 through 8.
Thank you. So for our KVA scholars, we are asking that you, again, bring in your Chromebook and your charger, headphones if you have them. We will have headphones available in the building for each and every scholar. So if your scholar does not have headphones, no worries, or if they broke their headphones, it's okay. We have headphones in the building. We ask that they do bring face masks from home. Again, if you don't have them, we will have additional face masks available so that scholars can put them on before entering the building. If anything happens and you don't have them, but we are asking that you bring them from home, and then supplies for their classes. Now, each class for KVA scholars, because they go to different content areas, they may have different supplies. And so we're just asking whatever they are using at home, they go ahead and bring to school. We will also have backup supplies just in case. So if your scholar says, I don't know where it is, no worries, no panic. We do have extra supplies in the building, but we ask that they go ahead and bring what they have from home to the school building.
Excellent. And so now we're moving to arrival. What to expect for arrival. So here is just some images of just like what is going to be required of you for arrival. So as you enter our school, large carpool loop that's located on the side of our school, you're going to be asked to show the completed pre-screen check for your scholars located in the dismissal manager called Pick My Kid. Some of our families are very familiar with Pick My Kid, and some of our families are new to us. And so we'll talk about what Pick My Kid is a little bit later, but it is a dismissal manager that we're using to complete and keep track of pre-screening for scholars, teachers, and teachers. So it is mandatory, and that we're asking for this verification every single day. I'm going to say that again. When you arrive in the carpool lane to drop your scholar off in the morning, it is mandatory that we see the scholar screening located inside of Pick My Kid, which is our dismissal manager. It is mandatory, and it is mandatory that we see that verification before your scholar exits the car. We sent the letter before spring break detailing how to sign up for Pick My Kid. It is an app located in your phone. And so you want to make sure you go in your phone. If you are not on your phone right now, I encourage you to just go ahead and download it and make sure that you have it. I can't stress enough that it is mandatory. And if we do not have it, unfortunately, we will ask you to either pull to the side to make sure that you do it in the moment, or if that is not available, or if for some reason you haven't registered, we're going to ask that you may have to enter back into the line if we do not have the appropriate space for you to do that. We will share one pages in the chat later on after this meeting, and also via email on how to sign up for Pick My Kid, but it is 3 easy steps. First, again, like I said, you want to download the Pick My Kid app on your smartphone in Android or Apple. You want to log in using your email and phone number that you provided to the school for re-registration, and then follow the prompts after that. If you have any questions regarding on how to sign up for Pick My Kid, please reach out to Ms. Otter, and we'll put her information in the chat as well. But there's a picture there in the middle on what it looks like when you have completed the pre-screen check for your scholar. I'm going to play this 10-second video on what that looks like. You can see here that Ms. Williams is asking the scholar to place her wrist outside of the window, and then we will take your scholar's temperature from the car. Then at that point, we will ask you to see your pre-screen and make sure that is completed, and then your scholar may exit the car at that point. For those families who are new to us, this may be just a map that you're looking at and trying to figure out what exactly it is, but I will explain shortly. And for those families that have been with us for a long time, this is our dismissal image that we use to describe our carpool loop. So if you're entering the carpool loop from Jonesboro, which is the blue arrow to the right, you'll make a right into the carpool loop. And if you are entering from Cleveland Avenue, you'll make a left into the carpool loop, where it says entrance, which is the black arrow. Please do not, I'm gonna just put this caveat out. Please do not park in the front loop of the school. The front loop is reserved, or drive into the front loop of the school, because it is reserved for walkers and MARTA and Uber riders. Again, if you are a car rider, please do not pull into the front loop of the school, because that is reserved for our families who are walkers and MARTA and Uber riders. If you are entering from Cleveland Avenue, the purple arrow, you will make a left into the big entrance. When you exit the driveway, once you go all around the carpool loop, when you exit, which is the red arrow, you have to make a right turn only towards Cleveland Avenue. You will not be able to make a left turn. The officer there will instruct you to make a right turn only. So I'm going to go over it once again. If you are coming from Jonesboro, you're going to go down McWilliams and make a right into the carpool loop. If you're coming from Cleveland Avenue, you're going to come down McWilliams and make a left into our carpool loop. You're going to go all the way around. And once you exit, you can only make a right turn out and not a left turn out onto McWilliams Road. There will be signage, teachers, officers, and everyone there to assist you with this process, new families, as well as our current families. Just another note, it isn't safe if you are parking in the toll worlders park or anywhere that is not indicated on this map, because there are cars coming up and down the road. We have public transportation that frequents this area. And so if you are in a rush, or if you are not able to be in the carpool loop, just please leave in enough time, or let us know if you need any assistance with pick up or drop off, because it is unsafe for you and a huge liability for you to let your scholar off at the park or anywhere other than what's pictured here on the map. I know you're wondering what procedures will change, and so we'll go over arrival in more detail, but as a note, we will be sending you a video too. What you can see right here is just a car pulling up from the big loop and coming all the way around as an image here for what arrival can look like. Once again, you'll be greeted by a staff member. Your scholar will be asked to extend their arm out of the window for a temperature to be taken. Scholars arriving unaccompanied will have their temperature taken in the front of the building, which is our walkers, MARTA, or Uber scholars. Once it is confirmed that your scholar is not running a fever and you have verified your screening survey through Pick My Kid, which is mandatory, then they will be able to exit the car and enter the building through the designated entrance. I'm going to emphasize here that masks are required once your scholar is exiting the car. Where will my scholar enter the building? As mentioned, the entrance for primary scholars will be the entrance of the 3rd grade door, which is pictured here. The middle image that you see is for our MARTA, Uber, and walkers only, and this is all grades in the front of the building. And then finally, our middle school scholars, grades 5 through 8, will enter through the 4th grade door on the side of the school. So if
And
you're wondering, yes.
just want to name for our families who did join us during the pilot, this is a change for our middle school scholars on which door that they are entering. As we've had more scholars into the building, in order to maintain one-way traffic, they are entering through this new door. So just wanted to name that that is a change for those who participated in the pilot, that they will be entering through the 4th, 5th grade door.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. All right, I'm going to push us forward to a question of what if my scholar has a fever? So if your scholar has a fever, when you come around the big loop and we take your temperature on your wrist and realize that is above 100.4, your scholar will remain in the vehicle. And then we are encouraging you to visit our on-site clinic for immediate access to COVID testing, or you can just return home and make arrangements for your own COVID testing. And then you'll be able to review the documentation provided by our team. And then I'm going to go and move to what to expect for nutrition. So daily, every single day, we will be providing breakfast, lunch, and snack. Gloves are required as we serve lunch to scholars. Again, another COVID protocol. It is a requirement that all teachers and staff that are serving have a mask on, and then scholars will eat together as they have lunch. So again, breakfast, lunch, and one snack will be provided daily, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. You are welcome to send extra snacks if you'd like with your scholar, but just know that a snack will be provided. Weekly packs, the weekly scholar meals that we have been distributing on Wednesday, those will still be available to KIPP at School Scholars and will be distributed on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So once again, breakfast, lunch, and snack will be provided. As you can see pictured here, all lunch items are packaged individually. For lunch, breakfast, and snacks, scholars will be provided a water bottle because water fountains are not able to be used during COVID-19 procedures. We are providing scholars with ample amount of water. There's extra water in the classroom for scholars if they need it. As you pick up at dismissal, meals again will be placed in your trunk on Tuesdays and Thursdays. On Tuesdays, your scholar will receive a meal for Wednesday because it's asynchronous. And then on Thursday, your scholar will receive enough meals for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We are moving, this is a change for our pilot families. We are moving to 7-day meal kits only being provided for scholars for KIPP at home. For those scholars that are KIPP at school, again, your meal plan or your meal distribution will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays at dismissal. And so when you come around the big loop to pick up, we will just open your trunk and place your meals there so you don't have to come on Wednesday. Again, that is now reserved for KIPP at home families only. And I'm going to pass it over to my partner to talk about what to expect for the academic day.
So there is a term that we want you to become familiar with: supervised synchronous instruction. And that is our KIPP at school approach to learning. It means that scholars will still log in to their Chromebooks. They will still receive direct instruction from the teacher who was guiding them on the Chromebook. And there is another person in the class in their physical space supervising them. What it does not mean is that there will be extra tutoring. There will not be live teaching per se in the classroom. They are logged into a community environment where there is supervision. And so they will continue learning in the same way they have been learning all year. They are just doing it in the building under the care and supervision of their teacher in person. And so they'll follow their same virtual schedule on Zoom. They're not going to receive a different form of live instruction, and their content teachers will continue to be their primary point of contact for each of their classes. And then teachers will assist scholars in the moment if there are any technical issues and general questions during break. And so just wanting to give you an idea of what this looks like. You'll have a teacher in the classroom. They are instructing a class from their Chromebook or from their desktop in the classroom. Scholars are logged in, they are following with their teachers in the classroom. And so it is that community environment, but that teacher in the classroom is not teaching them directly. And so the schedule will not change. Scholars will maintain their individual daily virtual learning schedule. And for KVP, it is 9 a.m. ending at 2 p.m. with the 1 hour lunch break from 12 to 1. For KVA, they are also maintaining their individual daily virtual learning schedule from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a 45-minute lunch break. So for scholars, there is nothing they need to do any differently, but log into the links that they have been doing all year. Nothing about that will change for them.
All right, family, so we know how important it is for you to know that your scholar is safe at all times. As I mentioned that word before, Pick My Kid. We as a region have decided to use Pick My Kid as our dismissal manager to aid in safe arrivals, dismissal, as well as data tracking. So Pick My Kid allows us to drop and pick up your scholar with exceptional technology from the comfort of your car. So as a reminder, there will be no transportation provided for KIPP at school. We will be utilizing Pick My Kid as our dismissal program. It is required for all families to sign up and download the application on your smartphone in preparation for a safe and swift dismissal and arrival. So each morning, every KVC family will log into Pick My Kid to submit the daily scholar health screener form. This is what I mentioned before on the slides ahead. This will need to be completed for each scholar and can only be done through Pick My Kid. The daily screener will assist us in ensuring all team members, family members, and scholars remain safe as we return to school. We will drop in the chat the steps that you should take to sign up, and then you should look forward to seeing that these steps in the letter that we will send you, as well as the follow-up from this meeting today. I'm going to drop that in the chat right now. The steps on how to sign up for Pick My Kid. We're going to watch a short, I think it's a maybe 30-second video, just a preliminary way to sign up for Pick My Kid, just so you have an idea. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm not sure why it's not playing, but this will be included in the information that we'll send you as well. Once you sign up into Pick My Kid, all of these videos, the video that we're trying to show you is located in the portal. And so there are lots of parent resources that you can watch. That video in particular is about 9 minutes, but it is very thorough, and you will have all the information that you need. Also inside of the portal, you'll have information on how to sign up for a parent guide as a paper form, a one-pager, and as well as video. So plenty of ways to figure out how you should be able to log in and make sure that it's downloaded on your phone. Again, if you have any trouble, if you need have any questions, please reach out to Ms. Otter. And then I'm going to pass it back to my partner, Ms. Williams, to talk about where your scholar will exit the building during dismissal.
So dismissal will work the reverse of arrival. Again, we have designed it so that there is a one-way flow of traffic. So our KVA scholars will exit the building back out of that 4th, 5th grade doorway, which is pictured in the middle. Our KVP scholars will enter out of the 3rd grade doorway, which is pictured on your left. And then our walkers, Uber riders, MARTA riders, they will exit out of the front of the building. So wherever they enter the building in the morning, they will exit out in the afternoon. And just want to underscore, again, our focus is on keeping every member of our community safe. And so because of that, it is very important that we are adhering to the schedule and getting everyone in the building and out of the building on time. If for any reason you are running late or you can't pick up your scholar on time, be sure to reach out to the GLC and contact the front office so that we are aware. And then if you are concerned that you may not be able to get there daily by 2:15, go ahead and reach out to a member of your school's leadership team as soon as possible so we can figure out how best to support you. Again, we want to make sure that everybody is leaving the building on time as a matter of safety, so that we can get all of our scholars and team members home safely to their families.
And so we're going to move into our last section about what to expect for technology. So if you need support with technology, you should follow the steps below. Same as always, call the front office and submit a ticket with Dr. Robinson. You may submit a ticket any day of the week. However, you may only pick up devices on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 10 to 1:30 or 2:30 to 3 while school is in session. Replacement devices may not be picked up during our arrival and dismissal times, as we are focusing on making sure that we have safe arrival and dismissal processes and procedures. And so Dr. Robinson will notify you when your device is ready for pickup. Again, for your safety and convenience, please wait until you receive a notification to pick up your device. We are also asking that families remain in their cars once you are coming to pick up any technology items. I'm going to remind you that our KIPP at School mandatory form is here on the Scan Me. So if you have your cell phone out, go ahead and take a picture or hold your camera up to scan that device. Please use the link below to sign your commitment to KIPP at School. This is very, very, very important that we have this information so that, again, we can continue to plan every single detail to make sure that we are as safe as possible. So I'm going to give you a second to do that. And then I'm also going to drop the link in the chat as well if you need to save it or do it now. Oh, thank you, Ms. Williams, for doing that. And then I'm going to pass it to Mrs. Williams, our assistant principal at KIPP Vision Primary School, to just remind us of a few things about the Georgia milestones.
Hey y'all, sorry. I was like, she would start crying as soon as this time. 1 second.
Okay.
So
It's okay, no worries. I'm gonna try to.
Mrs. Knox, I can help out. Hi, everybody. Mrs. Bias Smith here. I am also helping out Mrs. Williams with testing this year. Mrs. Williams, I'll go ahead and cover this, but we just want to let you know that in this virtual world and in this KIPP at School world, we also have some new adjustments to make with milestones this year. So this year for our KIPP at School scholars, they are expected to take the Georgia milestones if they come to school that day. However, if you feel as if your scholar should not take this assessment, as a parent, you do have that opportunity. So you could reach out to Mrs. Williams and she'll voice over some opportunities if you do choose to opt out and have your scholar not take that assessment. If your scholar is a KIPP at Home scholar, so that means they're still doing virtual learning from home. They do not need to take the Georgia milestones and they can opt out in the Georgia milestones and they're not required to assess. So it's a little different than in years past. It's not required as it has been. Again, in this virtual world, we just want to make sure we're accommodating all of our families. So Mrs. Williams is your go-to person for that and she can support you in any way. Would you like to cover the schedule, Mrs. Williams?
yes, I have a calmer, Charlie.
Okay.
I also just want to add that the Georgia milestones this year will not be used for promotion to the next grade. But however your scholar does score will be recorded on the permanent record. So it is a choice that I really want you guys to think hard about. Because if they take the assessment, whatever score they earn will be on the record. And this is an opportunity for you to do something different if you don't want that. But it is not required for promotion at all. So here's our tentative schedule for the Georgia milestones. You'll see like for each grade level, we have a possible additional date, and that's just based on what we might need to do for social distancing. So for the first week, the 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 8th graders, they're going to start off on the KIPP at School Scholars will start on Tuesday taking the assessment in ELA. They'll finish the ELA assessment on Thursday. The next week, the 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 8th graders will begin their math assessment on Tuesday. On Thursday, 5th grade will be taking the science section of the assessment, and 4th and 6th grade will start their ELA. And then the following week, which is the week starting May 10th, 8th grade will take their science sections, and 4th and 6th will take their ELA sections. That's on Tuesday, I apologize. And then Thursday, 8th grade will take social studies, and 4th grade will take math. But again, this year it's just a different year, and we have a different opportunity. And so if you do not want your scholar to participate in Georgia Milestones this year, that is something that you have a choice about. So can you go to the next? You can text me your email address. You can put your email address in the chat box. If you would like to refuse, if you don't want your scholar to take the assessment, no harm, no foul, you can send me a direct message or with your email address so that I can email you the form out, and you just literally type in your name and say, I don't want my kid to take it. Or you can send or you can send your email address to my phone number. We also have a form where if you would like to ask any questions or you have any comments or concern, you can reach out in that way as well. But again, if you would like to, if you're saying like even right now, no thank you, you can go ahead and you can put it in the chat box or shoot me your email address via text. Are there any questions?
All right. It seems like we are good. And so I know that was a lot to take in. So we are going to pause and ask or answer any questions. You're welcome to use the chat box. You can come off mute if you need to, but we will answer all the questions that we can.
Hey, Ms. Knox, it's Tiffany
Yeah.
Carter.
Ms. Carter, hi.
Hey, so how do we get the information to you guys if someone else will be picking up the children? I know my babysitter will be picking up the kids during the week when they have in-person learning.
Great question. So the link that I put in the chat at the beginning of our meeting, and I'll drop it in again now, that information or that form asks for an emergency contact person that is eligible to pick up your scholar as well. So please just make sure you complete that form. I'm getting it right now in the chat for you. And then also you want to make sure that your scholar or your aunt or family member has the carpool tag that you will get on the first day. So when you drop your scholar off on Thursday, we will hand you your dismissal tags. If your family member just places that in their dashboard when they pick up, then they're good to go.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
No problem. In the chat, I see what grade is Georgia Milestones. That's 3rd grade through 8th grade is the Georgia Milestones. So lower school, kinder through 2nd grade does not take the milestones at this time.
There were also a couple of questions earlier. One, how will mornings work for scholars that have to catch the bus? So scholars that come through, walkers, Uber riders that enter through the front of the building, they will still be checked in. There will be a staff member who asks them their questions still through the Pick My Kid app. So they will be able to go in and indicate that information for them. You can also still check them in from home without them entering. As long as you've downloaded the app and asked the questions, it will still show up in the system. So if you have that option as well. There's another question about fever. If the scholar has a temperature higher than 100.4 degrees, they will automatically be flagged. It is just based on the guidance from CDC, state and federal and local guidance. That is the threshold that has been set. So if a scholar has a fever or has a temperature of 100.4, It may not necessarily be a fever, but that is our threshold for them to have to have some additional investigation. So they will not be allowed to enter the building with a temperature of 100.4 or higher. For eighth grade will have a graduation. We will get information out to you about end of year ceremony. We are working on finalizing the details on how we can do it safely with COVID considerations, but there will be an eighth grade graduation. There may not be a prom, but we will definitely celebrate just this milestone in their lives.
There's a question.
Williams,
Oh.
can I go?
Absolutely.
This is Shanika Anderson Clemens. I have a quick question about drop off. What if families are carpooling? How would that work for Pick My Kid?
So if you're saying your scholar may be coming to school with another scholar.
Yes. And,
So
being picked up the same way.
So in the Pick My Kid app, you'll still be able to check them in. If you can have whoever is dropping them off also provide verification of that check-in. And the screenshot Ms. Knox shared, that is what we're looking for. So if you if you complete the check-in, send them a picture of that screenshot verifying that they are checked in, we can use that to verify that they are good to go.
And I have another question. I did my daughter's, the form, I did it yesterday or whenever it came out in the email. And so the emergency pickup person was not the same person who will be picking her up. It was just an emergency person. So how do I change that to make it the person that will be picking her up? Because I didn't get that from that question.
You can just complete it again, and then we can just have both, and then make sure that we just compile all of the emergency pickup. And then there's a question to check, like, is that emergency contact able to pick up? And so we can just use all of the information that you submit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Question, can they wear jeans or they have to wear school uniform pants? Scholars are able to wear jeans, they just have to be school appropriate. So that means no rips and no holes, no inappropriate language. And of course, they would need to be to fit. So if the scholar needs to wear a belt, they can do that as well to make sure that they fit. Will graduation be for the kids that are attending in person or both for eighth graders? Ms. Williams, I'll pass that to you.
I have a
I'm
question.
sorry. Ms. Knox, could you repeat the question? And then I think that's Ms. Zakai.
That's my son's name, but I can wait till she finishes.
Will graduation be for the kids that are attending in person or both for eighth graders?
Graduation will be for all eighth grade scholars.
Good question. What date will scholars return? The first day of KIPP at school is April 22nd. That's a Thursday. And also the question was, how early can they arrive? Unfortunately, because of our procedures, we will not be allowing scholars to enter the building earlier than when the doors open at 8:30. And then lastly, what days are scholars in school? It will remain the same schedule, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Scholars will remain asynchronous at home on Wednesdays and Fridays. So nothing about the schedule will change. Oh, thank you, Ms. Walker. I didn't see your response. Regular jeans, okay. My child's.
I got you, Ms. Knox. I was trying to help out. Some great questions coming through.
Thank you. Who do I need to contact for my scholars? Dismissal number. It's needed for Pick My Kid. Okay, yep, please contact Ms. Otter. What shirt should they wear? Again, uniforms are invited but not required. So as long as it's school appropriate and it does not have any language that is inappropriate or any rips or spaghetti straps. So anything that is not school appropriate.
What is the rapid response tactic implemented? So the guidance all team members have received, if a scholar has failed the screening, and they were dropped off unaccompanied. So for like our walkers, Uber riders, they come to the building, their parent or guardian isn't with them, they are running a fever or exhibiting symptoms that are indicative of COVID, they will be immediately isolated. We have a care room, and they will be immediately isolated. And our clinic aide, Ms. Culpepper, will be there, and she will run some additional screening, and then contact family members immediately for pickup. And so they will be isolated from everyone else in the care room, just to make sure that they are good to go and receive some additional support from our clinic aide. If the scholar is in a classroom and they start to exhibit symptoms, their teacher will take the necessary steps to get them down to the care room. They will be escorted down to the care room. And again, parent and family member will be contacted for pickup. We also want to make you aware that if you are contacted for any reason, if you're worried about your scholar's health or well-being and you're told they have not passed the screening, we do have our clinic. It is open during school hours. You will be able to take them immediately to the clinic to be seen and for testing. So we just want to make you aware that that is a resource also available to you.
Okay, families, we are at 5:56. We're gonna just stop here at 6 o'clock so we can take a few more questions. I do have a question. Will kids get tested every week? By law, we are not at liberty to require scholars to be tested, but if that is a desire of you and your family, then by all means, we do encourage it. But by law, we are not able to force that on any family or any staff member or any scholar.
I have a question. This is Mrs. Smith. I have two scholars, but my youngest scholar, he is a kinder scholar, so this will be his first year ever. And he's only been like in the front office when we came to get his older brother. So my question is, will kinder scholars have like a induction ceremony where they're like able to tour the school and because he wasn't even able to finish because COVID. So or with opportunity to kind of transition over into the school atmosphere.
Yes, excuse me. Woo, I guess I'm getting a little dry throat over here from talking, but I will, yes. We have put some procedures in place for the first couple of days of school to get scholars acquainted to school and just back acquainted in the process of just being in the room or just at school. And so our wonderful APs have come up with a robust schedule just to kind of get our scholars back into the swing of it. So yes, your baby, and thank you for bringing him and trusting us. He will be in good hands and we'll make sure that he gets well acquainted with our school.
Mrs. Knox, the only thing I wanted to add, that was exactly what I would have said, as well as we know that our kinder KIPPsters, as well as our fifth grade KIPPsters, didn't get the experience that they would typically have had in their first year. So they will have, when we go into next school year, we typically have kinder come by themselves for a few days, and first and fifth grade by themselves for a few days. But next year we'll have kinder and first get some time by themselves before everybody comes back, because we know our kinder babies didn't get that, as well as I believe in the middle school as well. Fifth and sixth grade will have some time before everybody else comes back because they missed that this year. So we're planning for this year and definitely for next year. So great question.
All right, families, we have about 1 more minute. So we have.
Hey, this is Miss Williams.
Miss Williams.
I want to know, my daughter, she was using her own Chromebook the whole time. So will she have to bring her own Chromebook, or will she be able to use one of the school computers?
She'll be able to use one of the school computers. If you can just like drop your information in the chat or private chat it to us, we can make sure that we put a ticket in for you to get you a school computer.
Okay. Also, when everyone was getting their boxes, she didn't have a uniform shirt in her box, and I let them know. They told me that I would have to contact the school about it, but I could never get anyone. So will she be able to still get that shirt?
Absolutely. Can you send me or private chat your information to myself or Mr. Williams, and we'll make sure you get what you need.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome. All right, families, we're at 6 o'clock. On the screen, you'll see our contact information there for Ms. Williams and myself. If you have any additional questions, if you hang up and you think of something, just give us a call right away, and we'll be available to make sure that we can answer those questions. It was really, really good to see our campus here as a united front, and we thank you for attending today to make sure that you had the most updated information in preparation for KIPP at school. And I have one last question, Ms. Dixon. I'm going to give you a call so that we can close out here and respect the time of our families. So thank you so much, Dr. Rucker, Ms. Walker, any of the APs or leadership team members. If you have anything closing out, please just come off mute.
Ms. Walker, I think we echo the same thing. We just happy. We're so happy to start this process. So
We
happy.
can just turn on the happy song from Pharrell because that's how I'm feeling. Hanging up. Yes. So happy. Thank you, Mrs. Knox and Mrs. Williams, for just leading us forward and making sure we come back in a safe way. Lots of gratitude to you all. Thank you very much. And Ms. Pack, stay on. I'm messaging you right back.
Ms. Walker and Ms. Williams and Ms. Knox, I just want to let the parents also know that if you have any scholars here that's coming in that gonna be needing medication during the day, it's a form that we have to have filled out. So you can reach out to Ms. Knox, and then she can reach out to me maybe to get the form to you all, because we have to have the form filled out if any students have to have medication during the day.
Thank you, Ms. Culpepper. Yes, that is absolutely important. And Ms. Culpepper is also screening the KIPP at home list to just going student by student to make sure that any scholars that have received medication in the past, that we just keep up with that and make sure that we reach out to you directly as well. Those families that are reaching out regarding uniform shirts and Chromebooks, just please stay on and I'll go get a notepad and I'll write down all of the information. Thank you.
I didn't know Miss Culpepper was gonna come over here and say the announcement or sing it. Y'all know she got those books.
Thank you, families. Thank you so much.
Thank
you. Bye.
All right.
Thank
you, Ms. Dixon. Love you.